Ever have that one game you find yourself playing over and over, even back to back? For me, that game is Super Mario 64. I'm no speedrunner, but I've played the game so much that I can beat it in under 5 hours. At the time of this video, I haven't played the game in a year, however, so I felt like doing so again, but this time I wondered, how many stars can you get on your own? What do I mean by that? Well, Mario 64 took a unique direction on power-ups. Instead of placing them in levels en masse and having them be your life force, we have a few caps that give Mario an extra ability for a few stars. Some require these caps, and that's what this challenge is all about. I'm gonna collect all the stars I can without the wing cap, vanish cap, metal cap, or even the Koopa shell. The only rule I have is, no glitches. I want this to be as legitimate as possible. My name is Psyche, and without further ado...
Alright, bring it on!
We begin where all adventures begin, Bob-Omb Battlefield. Immediately, I realized I was out of practice, and playing on the OBS display wasn't helping matters. The chain chomp almost killed me, and the amount of times I missed a shot onto the floating island almost went off my hand. It was embarrassing. Besides that, I was playing how I normally do, getting the star behind Chain Chomp's gate first, throwing King Bob-Omb around next, shooting into the island in the sky, then finishing it with the red coins in the race with Koopa the Quick. This may come as standard to me, but it's also all I can do. Or is it? Mario Wings to the Sky may speak for itself on the outside, but after several trial and error cannon shots, I got the 5 coins needed for the star, and the 100 for the other star. Bob-Omb Battlefield is complete. A few slides later, I made my way over to Womp's Fortress. I spent longer than I should have getting the star in the wild blue, but the rest of them were pretty easy. At this point, the light that showed me the way to the wing cap tower shone on me, but I didn't care. That light burns. I got the star from the aquarium, then dove into Jolly Roger Bay. I started off by finding the treasure in the ocean cave, but then plundering the sunken ship was more dangerous than it should have been. I almost ran out of air several times. I managed to blast to the stone pillar with little space to spare, and sniped the star off everyone's least favorite eel. The next one took a while. The pirates that died here must have been poor as hell, because there are only 104 coins. Needless to say, I had to look everywhere for them, but I did eventually get them and the red coin star. However, I'm forced to ignore the star in the jet stream as it requires the metal cap to use. The first star in Cool Mountain, Slip, Slide, and Away, perfectly described my feelings toward this course. I fell off the slide twice trying to get all the coins for the 100 coin star and beat the penguin, had to side flip for one of the wall jumps and wall kicks will work, got ran over by a snowball a few times, slid down the mountain several times when gathering the red coins, and worst of all, didn't kill the baby penguin. Disgusting, I know. It was a roller coaster of footage gathering, but I pulled through and got all the stars in the area. By chasing after a Boo in the hall, I entered the backyard and Big Boo's haunt. Ghost hunting and long jumping through the library were cakewalks, and both the red coin hunt and ghost busting in the basement weren't much harder. I did find the 100 coin star a bit intimidating at first, but thanks to the blue coins being easy to snag, it wasn't a big deal. What was a big deal? No, not that. That. Everyone knows how nerve-wracking getting the star on the balcony is. I normally don't have much trouble with it. And I still didn't. Woohoo! Sadly, I couldn't get the last star in the secret room because it requires the vanish cap. However, I had enough for the second Bowser fight already, so it's not much different from my normal playthroughs. Of course, I had to do the first Bowser fight before anything else, and aside from a stupidly placed long jump, I didn't struggle with the red coins in the Dark World, nor did I struggle with catching Mips either time. The basement courses weren't very kind to me. It's a bad sign when Hazy Maze Cave of all places was the least of my worries. I got cucked by the boulders when trying for the star behind falling rocks, but got it the second time. Same goes for navigating the toxic maze. Must have been severely off my rocker, because I kept failing to side flip up to the door my first time in. Considering the struggles I always had with the emergency exit as a preteen, you'd think it would be a similar case, but nope. First try. Same goes for Swimming Beast in the cavern, but I was expecting that. Gathering all the coins for the last 2 stars wasn't fun, mainly because I was moving too slow in the toxic maze and didn't get the blue ones, forcing another second try, meaning I had to stand around like a Luigi more than once on the platforms. Oh, and we can forget about Metalhead Mario can move. That one speaks for itself, and for real this time. We can't even enter the cavern of the Metal Cave without tripling our weight anyway. Lethal Lava Land wasn't too bad at first. I finished the 8-coin puzzle with 15 pieces in 20 seconds, and completed the red hot log rolling normally for the first time in my life. But then, I got pushed around by bullies more than a short kid in high school, went through hell trying to get a bunch of coins without a shell. Try it, you won't like it. failed pole jumping like a boss, and experienced the most riveting gameplay in any video game. Elevators. Oh, for the love of Shifting Sandland didn't improve my mood. If you explore this place without a Koopa shell, it'll suck, and then you'll die a lot. My first clue was within the talons of the big bird. I very rarely run through the Toxbox area like a normal person, especially since I'm not normal. But here, I got flattened into breakfast before punching a bird somehow. Then came shining atop the pyramid. Normally I hop up with a Koopa shell, but here I had to go up normally 3 times. Once for the star, once for iRock, and once for the star inside the pyramid that I usually find easier than the regular path. Spoiler alert, that was a colossal mistake. And no, it's not because I failed the jump. Every time I wanted to blow up the pyramid top like it was Hawaii, I had to reach each pillar by foot. And one of them is entirely surrounded by quicksand, meaning I had to bounce off the fly guide to reach it with little wiggle room. And after all that, I started collecting coins. Only to cap at 97. One mental breakdown and night of crying myself to sleep later, I tried again and made sure to actually collect the blue coins before they disappeared, allowing me to get the star and the one for the pyramid puzzle. Of course, the grass is always greener, seeing as I couldn't get all the red coins without guaranteeing my resting place in a fictional death trap. Dire Docks was really tiring. Boarding Bowser's sub wasn't the problem, obviously. It was the other stars. The Manta Ray's reward took longer than it should have. And as for chests in the current, it's the kind of star that I either get on my first try or 12th. And it's all thanks to the water spout. Once you open all the chests, you get the... Oh, come on. Once you open all the chests, you get the... Once you open all the chests, you get the... Ah! As I was saying, once you open all the chests, you get the star. I had to get my butt burned in the fire sea before I could get the 100 coin star or live Mario's dreams of being a pole dancer. But sadly, I left a couple stars behind. One of them is locked in a jet stream and the other encourages both caps even though you only need one. After that was Snowmans Land, and let me tell you, you don't know pain until you try to collect 100 coins without a Koopa shell or Vanish cap. 20 of them are locked within an ice wall, and there's a red coin you won't be able to get because it's under a platform that's over water that acts like lava. Somehow? Even if, theoretically, you could long jump to the coin, I never succeeded, the platform would make you die faster. Not only that, but in order to get 4 of the red coins, you have to give up 3 coins by whirling from the freezing pond, and do a precise long jump so that you don't slide back into the water. If you fail, give up. I spent more than an hour's worth of attempts at getting 100 coins, and there was one where I made it all the way to 99, but couldn't find the last one. If it wasn't for our Lord and Savior Nathaniel Bandy, I would have never known about the coin inside the snowman. Regardless, I did manage to get all 100 coins, but not until after defeating Bowser for the last time, because my patience was just that thin. As for the other stars, you can't get the one inside the igloo, nor can you get all 8 red coins. The others are pretty standard. Wet Dry World, aside from having a star locked behind a Vanish cap, was actually pretty easy. I decided to cheat for the one past shocking arrow lifts and never talked to the Bob-Omb because I was clocking out and felt like taking shortcuts. After this, however, we reach an odd turning point in this playthrough. There aren't any more main courses with caps in them, and while the Koopa shell appears in Tiny Huge Island, you have to take it from a Koopa, meaning it serves no purpose. To save time, I'm just gonna gloss over each of them quickly. Tall Mountain had a lot of falling, Tiny Huge Island had a lot of burning, Tick-Tock Clock had a lot of both, and I surprised myself by getting the star from the one with slight input delay, and Rainbow Ride had more leaps of faith than Mega Man and Bass and Sonic 2 8-bit combined. It's a good thing I landed my 2 favorite ones while collecting 100 coins. One Bowser stage and fight that was easier than I expected later, we finished the... Ignore that. So, out of all 120 stars in the game, 107 of them were able to be collected. That's just below 90%, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. Not satisfied with actually playing the game though. With all the questionable deaths I had, it was not fun. Well, I hope you at least enjoyed my suffering. Adieu! Until we meet again, my friends.